So strength and power endurance, they don't come from just one facet. Basically, what we need to look at is we need to realize the whole bigger picture, what's happening here. So we've got bouts of strength and power, so our force outputs, and then we've got metabolic processes that help us keep repeating that. So it's not really one or the other. Both contribute to improving our overall strength endurance. So strength training is going to it's going to allow us to lift the ceiling on the maximum force that we can output. And then our metabolic conditioning is going to help us to keep reproducing enough oxygenated blood to get to those tissues so that they can go for longer. So if we increase the level of our strength through resistance training, what we're going to be able to do is we're going to have higher force outputs, and that's going to allow us to repeat those less submaximal outputs over and over and over because they're not as close to our threshold position. So for instance, someone that can squat, say, 250 kilos and is really, really strong, they can, if you just give them an empty 20 kilo bar, they're going to be able to do a heap of those reps compared to someone that, the 20 kilo bar is almost their maximum level. Okay. Vice versa, if someone doesn't have very good metabolic conditioning, well, eventually they're going to build up a lot of metabolic byproducts, so lactic acid, and they're going to eventually fatigue and they can't keep doing those reps even if it's well under their threshold. So we need to increase our level of strength to be able to lift more and move our absolute threshold away from those submaximal efforts, and we need to be able to keep producing oxygenated blood to get to those tissues so that they can keep going and going and going for longer. So working on both stimulus is going to help us improve our overall strength and power outputs for longer and longer, which most of our sports demand this from us. So it's not just basically one piece of the puzzle. We need to look at it holistically together.